Hello everybody, welcome to another Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree stream. Interestingly enough, no alternate opening screen. So they didn't put anything there. Maybe later something's gonna appear, but no other battle screen. Yeah, yesterday we chilled and explored a little bit. Today we're gonna explore some more. We already have set a marker for over there. Yeah, right, we can also go in there. I completely forgot about that one. I mean, sure, we can also go inside here. What I do want to explore is this section here. So let's go for here, and then we can go over here if you want to. Oh, and I quickly have to check something. I actually don't know. Tapping out should be fine, but I do have to double check if the stream's running fine today because we had some issues yesterday. It's looking fine. We're streaming 4K now on YouTube, so let's see how that works. I just thought about it, right? Why go for 1044p at such a high bitrate? With AV1, you can go 4K as well. But yeah, there was something. Yeah, right. I want to check something with my audio levels here. Shouldn't affect you at all. It's just like for me quickly. I think I forgot to do. Yep. Fine here. And everything's fine here too. That's nice to see. Okay, otherwise, I think we're ready. Sorry for brief interruption. It is pretty hot and humid here today, so that's also a bit affecting me. I'm not like super high energy because my body's like, yeah, fuck this, is really wait, now I'm not sure. Did we explore at all of this section here? I think we did, but I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, so I'm not super high energy or anything, so yeah, we might not play optimally, quote unquote, for well, optimally to what I would be able to, I guess. Yeah, this guy's we're gonna throw the. By the way, this guy might be a Zelda reference. The pot above his head or something. Yeah, we tried to go up here. Just trying to remember, right? It was yesterday. So I'm not like 100% sure. Yeah. Okay, we went here for sure. I know it now. We don't. I'm gonna double check. Everything fine. You never know. Yeah, everything seems fine. By the way, there is something interesting about the blurriness of IPS and LCD displays. Like the pixel response time. What it actually does is a inter-frame like motion blur algorithm almost. So between the frames, your image is getting blurred in a not like almost like infinite FPS style way, right? Because you have like the slow transition between every single panel refresh. And the funny thing is that that actually might help with low FPS gameplay, like 30 FPS, because that actually like blurs frames in between. And when you have an OLED, like the pixel response time is so fast that you don't have that blur in between the frames, so it gets a bit more. I guess you can see like the more stutteriness transitions. Yeah, but I mean, obviously you don't want smearing from the pixel response time, but it can also actually, I guess, smooth out the image to some degree, which is interesting, right? It's something to consider. If you're like planning to play 30 FPS only, getting an OLED might actually be quite annoying, because motion blur, you might say, yeah, but sure, just use motion blur. The motion blur actually doesn't add additional information between the frames, just on the frames, right? So it's like it adds the illusion of motion to the images, but it doesn't really add a real blur between the frames, which slower pixel response actually does. So yeah, it might actually be interesting to see if it is worth actually playing around with pixel response times on OLEDs to create that illusion, right? To artificially slow them down in some way, just for fun. But then again, obviously the better solution is just to add like additional frames and go for higher FPS, which is obviously what frame generation and in general high hertz displays combined can easily achieve. I kind of think we weren't in here yet before, so I'm just gonna take the little lamp here. Yeah, I don't know, so the game is a bit quiet on my end. Sacred Tower painting. The Sacred Tower painting. I mean, this looks surprisingly Sacred Tower-ish in the background here. It could also be a building that appears later on, right? Who knows? They just spawn in a building or something at some point. So I wouldn't look too hard just yet. I mean, we can use the new feature to look at it quickly again. Yeah, so it's like a lot of pillars between a mountain tops. I mean, this one is a bit maybe too thin, but maybe the details are gonna load in later. Interesting. This looks like you could almost move it up and down to some degree. Yeah, we didn't try to fight the big guy too much yet. And I honestly also don't plan to fight him that much, because I think it's going to be quite annoying now. Maybe later on there's going to be something better, or we're going to have to figure out something, because he doesn't take a lot of damage, and it feels like we would just be wasting a lot of time trying to kill him right now. Yeah, but we're super early into the DLC, so I wouldn't worry too much. Okay, so we did explore here already. I just remembered. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry too much about all of this here. No, I think my audio levels are fine. But I will have to check if the stream works from time to time, just to make sure everything is still going fine. Okay, I think going into this big gate here, or over the bridge, or besides the gate, are 3 potentially viable options. He kind of mentioned we should find someone else to follow these signs, but I didn't find the guy yet, so I'm just gonna go inside here. I think this is the first place we're gonna go. In all the other areas, I think we're gonna be able to go in the future. Oh, hi.
Fie, another, treading the heels of Miquella. Then, as that woman would surely say, we are in our purposes well aligned. But understand, your kind are not forgiven. The Erdtree is my people's enemy. By Marika long betrayed, set aflame. I believe Miquella's apologies when he says our delivery will come, but never will I see your kind as worthy. And yet my oath I cannot overlook. If Miquella it is whom you would seek, then comrade, allow me to give you this.
Okay,
These are the sites of the crosses I found.
Ah, so he's the guy.
You follow after Miquella. As long as you abide by his footfalls, you will be no enemy to me.
Okay, so we didn't see him, I guess, the last time. We must have missed him.
I urge you, follow after Miquella. As long as you abide by his footfalls, you will be no enemy to me.
Yeah, it's really crazy humid here. I hope it's gonna dry up a little bit quite soon.
I urge you, as long as you...
Okay, so we got a new item, this map here. A simple map drafted by a horn scent. Marked with the locations of golden crosses. Indicates Mikula's footprint. So I guess it just shows you that you can go either across the bridge, right? We're right in front of the tunnel in the bottom middle. And yeah, so I guess we're just gonna start by going inside here. And interestingly enough, this feature would have been great for the base game, right? I know why they're disabling it for speedrunning, which is amazing, right? Really thumbs up for that. But even in the base game, you got so much shit, it would have been nice to see what you just recently picked up. I mean, having the confirmation thing from Remnant 2 isn't that great, so I'm kind of... Yeah, I like this better, right? Just to see what you got instead of having to guess or like not press the button while something's on screen. Okay, let's go inside of this huge gate. I don't quite understand these enemies. I guess they're just there to give you easy souls. You know what I'm thinking? Are these like power leveling tools for speedrunners? And you can just go there and farm them to get fast levels. But you have to defeat Moog first, so, huh. I guess even if you start naked into the DLC, you will be able to farm these guys, like if you go in rune level 1 or whatever. I mean, you still have to defeat Moog, right? But you can just set it up in a way that you don't have runes and get here, not like rune level 1. Which we obviously aren't, right? Just playing a normal character. Yeah, so far exploration has been pretty chill. The enemy density is rather low. I don't know if it's like comparable to the base game, I'm just thinking about it, but it seems slightly lower so far. Which is not bad or anything, it's just like, you know, something different. I mean, maybe it's not lower, right? I'm just like trying to compare it, but... Yeah, so far the first impressions are good, right? I really like the way it plays. I'm not sure if it's like what I expected. What I expected is a bit more intricate level design, and so far we haven't really gotten that besides the one tower maybe in the middle. There's still a bit of loading stuttering going on. I mean, same engine, right? I already talked about that. It's really hard to fix it if your engine is the problem. Yeah, updating your engine and your game at the same time is really difficult. Even if it's your engine, right, it takes a lot of work and might break things. So usually when a project is done, the engine's not going to get any significant upgrades anymore. Although DLSS would have been easily, I mean, quite easy to implement, hopefully. Unless their engine is really bad. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to hear it's the engine they used for the original Demon Souls and just like super upgraded. And, I mean, for sure it's the same engine that's used in Bloodborne and you know, Dark Souls 3 for sure, right? But I wouldn't be too surprised to hear it still has like Demon Souls roots. And sometimes an old codebase can be really hard to update, which was also, you might remember League of Legends as a game that didn't sell $500 skins, but a buggy piece of shit software that ran like shit and yeah, was super trash in many ways and had bad art style and whatever. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about the original. Let's put the marker here so we have some orientation. Yeah, we're talking about the original game in beta. Most people will not know that, right? A lot of people didn't play it back then or were too young or weren't even born, right, when it came out. But yeah, when League started, holy shit, was it bad. it was fun, right? Because it was like a MOBA, obviously one of the first standalone MOBAs. And if you ever played Dota, you really like the gameplay of the core loop, and then League gave it like a new spin on it and was a bit simpler or whatever. It was fun, right? But still, the code base was such a mess, and that was one of the reasons why it took so long for League to actually completely overhaul it, because it really is really difficult to change everything. Yeah, and obviously with enough money and manpower, you can get it done in most cases. So League definitely did a good job there. But not every game basically has that luxury. And I mean, I guess From Software now, after Elden Ring, they're like super mainstream, right? So they have a lot of money. That's what I'm trying to get at. Not that their games are like mainstreamy style-wise, but that they're mainstream culture, right? So in a way, I do expect more from the next game they are going to put out. The next gen game from Software has to be a vast improvement in all these like areas that have issues, like the 60 FPS cap. Like, I mean, Armored Core obviously removed that, right, to 100, moved it up to 120. So there seems to be hope. But yeah, there are a lot of issues also with multiplayer and everything. So I really netcode and whatever. So I really hope the next game is going to work on the basics a bit more too. Yeah, and it's their first open world game. It must have been a huge challenge to scale the engine up to even enable such large areas. Even though it always has this like area streaming like type of gameplay, there's a big difference between a flat open 2D plane and like intricate level design where you can put like loading sections that are a bit masked by elevators and doorways and whatever. And here basically you don't have that luxury, right? You have an open plane. The player has a lot of ways to stream in your assets, and it's way more complicated. It must have been a really challenging task to get Elden Ring to run as good as it does now. So yeah, but the next gen game really has to deliver on all fronts, and I'm also expecting good ray tracing, good DLSS, more than 60 FPS, lower input lag, and all those things. No loading stuttering, all the basics, right? Yeah. Are they gonna swap to Unreal Engine 5? It's a really good question, right? Because it is very expensive to keep your engine up to date. And I guess all the dev tools they have for this From Software games, like all the Souls type games, I mean, it will be very costly to put that into Unreal Engine 5. So, but depending on how long term they think, it might still be smarter to pick another engine over their own, because you never know what insane leaps are going to be made in like neural rendering or whatever, and that could basically lead to their engine getting outdated significantly more, and there could be a huge cost for then, like, you know, keeping it up to date with all those technologies. Yeah, because engines haven't changed. Because if you know gaming, right, you do know that engines haven't changed fundamentally for like the past 20 years, 30 years. So they're like basically same ideas. I mean, there's a lot of new stuff, right? They're fundamentally very different in their implementation, but the basics are kind of the same, the ideas. And whenever that changes, it's going to make your engines very hard to upgrade, right? So I'm kind of, yeah, and that's why you want to have like a company that's focused on creating engines like Unreal Engine, I guess, to do that for you, keep the costs down, because they're like basically pooling all the resources into that, and all the devs using their engine as like subsidizing that effort. And having your own engine is getting hard, and that's the reason why, by the way, you're also seeing less and less custom engines, because it's just really costly to make an engine in addition to a game, right? It costs a lot of money. And it needs a lot of different engineering skills, because you could have great game and art designers and very bad like engine designers on your team, and getting those on board in addition to those, you might not even need them if you take the Unreal Engine, for example, right? So yeah, that's really one of the main considerations, and I wouldn't be too surprised that a future game from Software is not going to be in their own custom engine anymore. But for the time being, I think they're going to try to stay inside of it as long as possible. Yeah, I think we're gonna need 3. Obviously, we're gonna test that. Carved words coalesce. I abandon here a part of the flesh of my body.
You must be the tarnished. I am Ansbach. Formerly in
Ansbach.
service to Lord Moog, but now, like you, another soul guided by kindly Mikola. I'm hardly the steady hand I once was. My fighting days are far behind me, which is why I have chosen to dedicate myself to investigation, to discern tender Mikola's ultimate purpose. I'd rather not volunteer service to a new master unless I know that I can be of use.
Oh, and the stream will be ending very abruptly because I don't know when I'm gonna go bouldering with my niece today. It's her birthday, and that will take absolute priority. So yeah, whenever my brother says we're gonna go bouldering, I will instantly stop the stream and get ready. And I'm also gonna give her the stuff we bought for her in Japan. Hope she likes it. It's more cute stuff, right? It's not like really useful. I mean, I also thought about buying something for her like school inauguration, whatever you call it, like the beginning of her school life. But that's not right now, right? So I still have time to buy something for that. Maybe a nice pen or something. I'm gonna ask my brother what I can gift her. Sorry, could you have to write my girlfriend? Okay, okay, let's continue. Sorry for the brief interruption again. Wait, yeah, sorry, I completely forgot to check something. Yeah, I need to pause in this one and this one. Yeah, I mean, obviously, as a small channel, playing Shadow of the Erdtree is going to be very, very low attention anyway, right? Almost nobody's gonna see this, so I'm well aware, right? If it was a small indie game, a lot of people would probably watch comparatively. But like this, we're gonna be like very, very niche anyway, so sorry for being even more niche by wasting a lot of time.
May I request a service of you? 6 crosses identical to this one have been discovered in these lands. They are akin to tender Mikola's footprints, or gravestones, which mark what he's left behind. If you discover any more crosses, be certain to tell me. I presume you, too, are keen to know just what kind Mikola is doing here. If you discover any more, be certain to... I presume you, too, just what kind...
Yeah, I found one. Okay, you don't want to know? You don't want to know. Easy.
Hello there. Together, we work. Together, for Mikola the Kind. Many things we have found.
Okay, they have super expensive rune arcs. Note sealed spirit springs. Oh, you can unlock spirit springs for your horse. That's cool. That's cool. What else do they have? Like weird stuff. Yeah, weird stuff here. Arrows, like infinite amount of arrows too. So if you need ballista bolts or whatever. I mean, obviously buying rune arcs is like kind of, why not, right? We have a lot of them since I didn't use them for the base game on this character. Yeah, I think that's it, right? I always like to double check for important items.
I like finding things. For you, Lady Leda, her allies, and the forager brute. Things bring joy to all. I like for you things.
Okay.
Goodbye.
What an amazing character. Wait. Okay, sometimes you can mount. The sealed spirit springs. I mean, I guess they're gonna teach us how to unlock them. Should you chance upon a sealed spirit spring, look for stacked stones nearby. By toppling them, you may break the seal. Hey, stacked stones. We probably have to attack, I would assume. Yeah, did we already do everything down here before we actually respawn all the enemies? Arresting. I do want to check how many we need. I think we need 3 or something. Yeah, I think we did all of this here. I'm expecting, wait, what is that? Seems to be like a path down into the mountain here. Oh, is it gonna lead here? Ooh, yeah, sure, we can also go there. I don't mind. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna need, we're gonna need at least 2, probably 3. So they're gonna be a bit more abundant. And I'm gonna explain why that's good, right? The game also did the same thing with Golden Seeds, and you might be wondering, why does it start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Is that just to actually slow down the progress? And the reason is definitely no, right? If you wanted to do that, you could have made them rarer. But the reason why they are doing it this way is to actually give the player more opportunities to find them. So basically they're like over representing the item in the world, so you don't have to find them as, you know, much in detail. Yeah, so that's the base idea behind it. Try to be as like, you know, accessible and easy to find as possible on average, right? And just a few are probably going to be a bit harder, and that's why having a lot of them is better than, and needing a lot of them is better than just like finding a few of them here and there. Yeah, I almost missed this area actually. Interesting. I mean, it's pretty easy to see if you know that you are looking for it, I guess. Yeah, the AI seems to be like really normal dog AI. Spirit Stone 3. Interesting. A smithing stone. Yeah, so there are really a lot of upgrade materials of all tiers here. Very, very interesting. So they really want you to level your weapon here. Enemies have low HP too. Makes them very, I guess, accessible from a killing perspective. And I think there's nothing up here. Don't get me wrong, there might be something up here around the corner. But after Miyazaki baited the shit out of us the last time, yeah, I'm kind of a bit more hesitant to do YOLO jumps. I mean, there could be a cave down there or something, I don't know, right? But so they're reusing enemies, which is inherently fine. And I also expected them to do so, to be honest. Yeah, just keeping our self healed up here. We could also heal the horse, but I'm too lazy to craft healing items for the horse. And we also heal it a little bit by using, I mean the horse horn, right? We also use like we can heal them with the healing flask, I guess. Yeah, so our first dungeon is going to be a different one, I guess. It's not going to be here, but it's going to be here. The reason why I'm putting a marker is just like a general orientation if you're ever like in a corner where you can see where you are, so you don't have to remember which compass direction we're basically going, like. Oh no, it's 2 again, really? Oh, nice. Yeah, obviously we don't have that, but interesting. So how much do we have now? Yeah, it does give a lot of additional damage and damage reduction. Rated 40%. I do wonder how it interacts with diminishing returns. Ooh, they're like big enemies here. And my feeling tells me going this way is going to be towards the cliff, so I do want to go there first. Yeah, big enemies. I don't know if they're like, you want to fight them on your horse. Oh, okay, they're not that strong. Oh, that's okay, right. A lot of mushrooms. Yeah, this is just an unfarmed character that beat the game, and since we didn't die a lot and didn't buy a lot of items, it has a lot of runes, so it has a lot of levels. And yeah, that's basically the reason why we're like kind of high level. But I specifically made this character so we're not in the frenzy ending, locked into the frenzy ending. really didn't like. So yeah, that's why a new character, not the original one, which still exists. You saw him when we selected the characters. I mean, maybe you saw him actually, because I don't know, the game, like, the stream crashed yesterday for no reason 2 times. Oh, that looks really pretty. Yeah, you don't see HDR, but your colors are pretty good. So the SDR, like, tone mapping is working pretty well from OBS. But yeah, if you can, you should definitely check out the game in HDR. Yeah, I'm also thinking about, like, streaming HDR at some point when it becomes more readily available. But for now, it's so niche that... not HDR is niche, right? HDR is almost like default for every media and every TV set and whatever, right? But it's definitely a more niche in the live streaming segments. So yeah, no HDR so far. But I am considering going for it because it looks really good. But then again, if you stream in HDR, it's going to make it very difficult. I mean, I don't basically have to adjust the game specifically for it, but there is like a peak brightness setting, whatever. And it might lead to unfortunate artifacting and clipping when you are not watching it on the same set. So that, I guess SDR is just like the better baseline for everybody to watch. If you don't have like the option to calibrate it yourself, which is the case for a stream, right? Okay, so these enemies are not that strong so far. We haven't found a new breast piece we can actually wear. What do Mimo actually wear? We want a light roll, right? That's the main goal, basically. Yeah, cool to finally be able to look at a completely new area. Admittedly, I never beat Rykard in my original playthrough because I missed the area. And so I recently had a new area by looking at Rykard's mansion, right? But that wasn't completely new, since over the time, obviously, I watched tons of speed runs, no hit runs, whatever, and they do sometimes just go through the area sporadically. So I didn't know a little bit about it, so it's like not completely blind like here. But here we're completely blind and have no idea what exactly is going to happen, which I really like, right? The exploration of the unknown for me is something that's really fun, and I guess on Earth, the only exploration of the unknown is in science more than exploring like geographical locations. So, I mean, obviously in space, yeah, sure, but that's like not a thing, right? So I like it in games, right? I really like wondering and not knowing much about games. And then later, obviously, I do enjoy it quite a lot if I'm like super into the game and I know... Ooh, thunderstorm. The big goat. Is it an enemy? Hi. Yeah, I'm gonna kill you, don't worry. I'm gonna kill you because you're fucking bitches in the main game. Usually I don't kill enemies that don't attack us. But every single enemy type that ever attacked us, I'm gonna fucking destroy in the future. I mean attack when we attack first, right? When they attack first. Ooh, what the fuck are you doing? Okay. Wait, that wasn't... Oh no, I hope that wasn't an NPC. Oh shit, that might have been an NPC. Because he didn't attack us, right? We can go here, or we can continue down this way. Honestly, I kind of feel like going down this way first, and then we're gonna loop back into the village, which definitely is gonna have like something cool for us there. I also love how the game doesn't have a minimap. That just like, you don't look at the minimap the entire time, right? You don't look at the compass the entire time. It's so much better. Yeah, it's like Ghost of Tsushima too. You don't need a... I mean, Ghost of Tsushima had more like quest and story stuff, so the wind was a really cool mechanic to compensate. I mean, obviously Elden Ring works like this because it doesn't have like a bunch of side quests and objectives you have to get to specifically. Yeah, but just for a free exploration like this, I really like it. Yeah, these enemies so far are super weak, which is good, right? It doesn't need to start super hard, but I'm pretty sure we don't have to. we shouldn't be worried about the game staying too easy. I'm pretty sure the game's gonna up the difficulty from the base game at some point. Yeah, I'm not. It's still like, come on. If this doesn't say dog. Time for a dog. Thank fuck. Wait, we have to erase this message. Good is this one. Yeah. It's your due diligence and upkeep the the meme. And see, not adding the word turtle to the game, brilliant, right? I mean, they didn't think about it initially, obviously, but now in post you wouldn't want to add it. Don't destroy good memes. Good memes should always be kept safe, I guess. Yeah, these birds look pretty. I mean, two-shotting them now instead of three-shotting them is pretty huge. And we're also playing a strength build, which is basically just because of the weapon, right? Because I like the weapon. I don't really care about the damage types too much. We're not playing with any spells or stuff like that, so everything is like super simple. Yeah, I'm always going to keep myself topped out here so we don't get surprised by some kind of wombo combo. Yeah, see, that's why they're going to die, these bitches. Yeah, so far this is very much more Elden Ring, which is quite good. But also it's just more Elden Ring. There's not a lot of like new, really new mind-blowing stuff going on. It's just nice to play, right? It feels cool and everything, but it's not like, oh my god, you know, this is like crazy and unexpected and... Okay, I'm gonna stop blaming, I'm gonna stop saying that. You're crazy and unexpected, you're golden and... See, that's why we killed them. Fuck these guys. They're like some kind of weird thing. Yeah, I really wish they would have added DLSS or fixed the ray tracing. I mean, allegedly they improved the performance, but I didn't notice shit, man. It still drops to 30 FPS for me in some areas on a 4090, 13,900K at 4K, so... yeah, if you want to play 4K, just turn off ray tracing, honestly. You're gonna be way better off. And is it like worth the additional... Like, is it worth the additional performance costs? No, right? A stable 60 is way better than having 30 FPS, drops to 30 FPS in a game that's basically very much reliant on timing and stuff like that. It also doesn't look way better, right? Ray tracing obviously looks better, no doubt, right? But it doesn't look significantly better. In some areas obviously it does, right? But it doesn't change the game drastically, so it's not like a game changer. That's always what I said, right? The entire years we invested into non-ray traced rendering, the tricks we have there, they're really good at fooling us. So they work really well, and usually that makes ray tracing more of a, I guess, dev tool, right? Because you can save time and not implementing manually all the tricks and just like pressing render with ray tracing enabled and it works, right? So it is more of a, yeah, it looks better too, but just from a performance cost perspective, it's definitely more like saving the devs time, not really adding a tremendous amount of value to the games. I mean, obviously it's adding value, but not like, you know, not like day and night. And that's just because we're really far into the rasterized rendering pipeline, like the non-ray traced one. That's cool. So this is like some kind of small chill island here. Hi. What are you doing? This is like the worst area to fight you ever, so... And I have the feeling we don't want to fight him on horseback. Stuck on a rock. Classic Elden Ring. Yeah, he's staggerable, but he looks cool enemy type. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna keep ourselves topped out. I was also thinking about using a rune arc already here, and I'm also gonna do that. The Melania lifesteal rune arc seems to be a bit better now, but I'm just gonna use a rune arc because we have so many. And I mean, why I don't want to use the rune arc is fall damage, right? We can always die like an idiot. Ooh, does that regenerate mana? Ooh, that's nice. Are there good new crafting recipes? Gonna be real with you. Probably they're really cool. But you know me, since I don't do no-hit runs and speed runs and don't like cheesing things, I almost never use crafting. So for me, it's like I have too good to use syndrome, and I also have like too lazy to use syndrome. And these two combined lead to me never using consumables. So yeah, that doesn't mean they're bad, it just means like, ooh, other Knight Graves Gauntlet, armor and hell. Oh, and Pata. Another fist weapon. Yeah, a lot of cool items right off the bat here. We do want to go up here, obviously. Double checking that we didn't miss anything. There seem to be several of these like nice statues around here. Maybe it's like Headless Millennia or something. We killed Millennia in this playthrough, so I hope not going to be too consequential. Also goes down here. Obviously, as always, we're going to have a look at the armor set. I forgot to like remove stuff from my inventory. We should do that for sure, so we only have the new stuff. Maybe wear that one. It reminds me a lot of the Carrion Knight armor set. Yeah, we should probably get rid of all the other ones. They're just like clogging up the inventory space here. Yeah, this looks like the Carrion Knight armor set. It's a mix of the Carrion and the really basic Souls armor, so it's like a more royal and noble version of it. Right, and we also have like the new weapon. What's it called? Like the Pata. Classic fist weapon. Ooh, long range. Ooh, that's nice to see. Fist weapons usually have very limited range, but this one for sure seems to have good range. Yeah, this is cool. This is cool. Does it do bleed? No, it doesn't do bleed. What does it scale with? Strength and dex. Yeah, cool. Yeah, nice weapon. Like it. It also fits the theme of the armor set quite nicely. Okay, let's see. Can we actually wear it? We're light load currently. Let's see how long that's gonna stay like that. How much does it weigh? 9.2. Maybe. Actually, maybe it's gonna work. Yeah, we can actually wear it. Nice. I mean, compared to our other one, it's probably going to be way better. There's a bit more poise. I mean, let's do it the other way around, right? Yeah, it increases poise and damage resistance to spec quite a lot, actually. This one seems to have... Wait, am I like tripping, or is this like insanely good value per weight? Find something that's like slightly heavier. Nah, it is comparable to other items. Oh, right, it might not work, sorry, because if once we use this one, yeah, we're medium load. So currently we're unfortunately not able to really wear the new armor sets because we're not strong enough, but later on we're going to do that, so I really have to sort the inventory at the next race. So we actually are able to double check that we're dual wielding. Yeah, we can also go down here, I guess. We can also go up here. Yeah, so I really want to make sure that actually... this is just where we started, right? Oh wait, dropping down there would probably just bring us to the start of the game. Yeah, so there is no reason to drop down here. Visions of beginning. Yeah, so this is like the start. So we don't have to go there. Yeah, so I don't mind staying naked for the entire armor DLC, but we're not gonna stay naked, right? We just have to level. Just have to level some stuff. And considering a lot of players actually did beat Elden Ring to some degree, it's really interesting they're like doing a late game DLC. They could have done like a new game, new character DLC and whatever. But they really went for the new game stuff, so really looking forward to how it works. And maybe even the even the buff mechanic might just be like a catch-up mechanic, so that people can go in lower level, and maybe it scales like very negatively with levels, so the higher level you are, the less you get, maybe. Maybe it's just like a leveling tool, but still having to defeat Moog is like a very big ask for a DLC entry, so... Okay. AI is kind of broken. Oh, we're never gonna know what your loot is. And there's the guy, the flaming guy below. Light ahead. Yeah, I get it. A lot of people died here. Oh. The hole? Yeah. Also, I don't know. Why would I want to go down there? I mean, I guess it's a new area. Oh wait, this is where we were before. Church, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm not like exploring super thoroughly, obviously thoroughly, right? But not like omega thoroughly, like I have to know that everything is looted. I'm just like casually running around and trying to map the area. I'm in general very good at mental maps, so once I play a game like Elden Ring, the entire map and the details are in my head, so it's like... It just happens automatically, I don't know. I'm kind of, I guess, good at mapping and orientation. I mean, obviously there are going to be moments where I completely fuck up, right? But in general, it's very good and easy and very easy and for me to remember things. I don't even have to think about it, right? Just running around like this is going to map the entire area to my head. The incursion painting. So there is a big gate with a hill in the background. Did we ever see these big gates? They might be at the start of the game, for all I know. Yeah, like this is a big gate, right? There are a lot of big gates. And then like a cliffside in the background. So we could go back and check those gates later on. Because I don't know what the paintings are going to give us, if it's like really relevant. I mean, probably some cool item or something. Yeah, I guess this is everything we're gonna get here. I mean, it had a complete armor set and weapons, so that's fine. No idea where the thunder is going so hard here. Not seen any Virgil bloom. I mean, it is atmospheric, but... Yeah, I also didn't check how many people were watching Elden Ring for the DLC launch, how big it was, but I assume probably 500k maybe? Maybe more, but this is like in my head. I have to check later. I mean, not later, right? After playing that DLC. I don't want to get spoiled by accident by clicking on the stream or seeing a video of someone fighting a boss or whatever. The Prospect Town. 84k, that means we can't level. This looks like a boss arena. So far, no area where we can't use the horse. Big guy. Ooh. Nice. Yeah, they do. I feel like they do more damage to Torrent than us, but I don't know. But I do like that they can dismount us easily. Casually checking everything out here. White flesh mushroom. The reason why it's a bit weird to explore all this is because of, well, I guess it's because of the horse. I feel like having torrents in these areas here is very different from the base game, where usually the areas weren't that, like, I mean, I guess intricate in a way, like the more complex level design. Having torrent here is kind of interesting. This looks like a lot of enemies area. Let's see. I guess this guy's gonna be the buffer. Ooh, they have like the Moke flame. Yeah, let's just go for some kind of chill hit and run strategies here. Classic hit and run. Yeah, the classic get, hit and run. I don't know how much range they have. Ooh. They have a bit of range. They still didn't fix this. This is so annoying. They still don't let you summon the horse when you want to summon it. Like, which is crazy to me, right? Like, why would you never ever do it like that? Yeah, to me that is mind-blowing. Oh, they never fixed that. I only get 3 flasks. The Blood Fiend's Orc. A spear, 4.5 weight, dex strength, and causes blood, I guess, build up. I didn't check. Yeah, only 30. I mean, I guess these are just like... No blood. It's a colossal weapon, really. Pure strength. That needs arcane. No, never mind, it's arcane. Arcane strength. Actually, arcane is a stat I almost forget that it exists at times because I never interface with it too much. Yeah, every time I hear the game has arcane, I'm like, oh, is it like Dark Souls 2? Which is obviously, somewhat true, right? But, oh, get there. I saw that we can go inside the building, but before I do so, I would love to finish exploring. This must be an elevator. No, a chest. Okay, they do like to do the chest thingy here. Outer God Heirloom. Raises arcane. Well, see, they didn't have this in the game. Right, they didn't have the arcane heirloom. Interesting. The classic where you don't have to write spam. Yeah, nothing really too crazy up here when it comes to items. I mean, I guess the talisman obviously is nice, right? But no boss, right? Actually, what I say by what I mean by nothing too crazy, I mean no boss. My brain's like, yep, where's the next boss? We only had one so far, which is not much, honestly. So yeah, I'm kind of waiting. For additional bosses to appear. Yeah, let's do the math, right? The base game was 60 euros and had 100 bosses. This is the DLC. It should have, it's 40. So it should have, what, 80? They should have 1/3 less bosses, so like 70, I guess? 70 bosses would be expected. See, that's what I mean. The DLC is very costly, right? If you say it's not expensive, that's not true, right? It costs a lot of money. So you should expect a lot of content too. For 40 euros, I actually expect 70 bosses, right? It's like 2/3 of the price of the base game. So I expect 2/3 of the bosses. But is it gonna deliver on that front? Probably not, right? That's a lot of content. So I hope it does, right? But I don't know. But it is very expensive, so we might actually at the end come to the conclusion that the DLC is a bit overpriced if it doesn't have like insane amount of content. And I will definitely talk about that later if it should be the case. I'm expecting a lot of content, either a really high quality crazy content or a lot of content, right? Hopefully both, right? But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where to go from here. I think jumping there is a good idea. So this is basically everything we can do over here. Yeah, but really looking forward to fighting another boss for now. If I had any criticism so far, only one boss. Yeah, we've been playing for quite some time and explored quite a bit. And so far only had like one boss. And that boss wasn't even, let's say it was a very boring boss. It wasn't bullshit or anything, it was just like really boring. That's the dude with the sword, I guess. Which is fine, you need those, right? It's like a classic Souls boss, but still. It was not that dude with the sword and really cool, it was just like a ghost in a crypt, so... yeah, kind of not the most hype boss ever. Yeah, these enemies are not difficult so far. They do hit for a lot of damage, which I like. Yeah, slowly filling the flask back up. These easier enemies. They gave 2, the big ones, the big camp up there also gave 2, which is really weird in my opinion. Are you gonna jump up? Oh, what are you doing? I don't want to pull the other guy while we're fighting him. Oh. Never mind. Yeah, the unknown, by the way, the stealth first strike damage is really really good, and the enemies' awareness is really limited, especially the first enemy you attack almost always gets that if you're like quick to run up to him. So yeah, that's why if you're wondering why sometimes you're one-shotting enemies and sometimes you aren't, that's because of the first, like the undetected damage bonus. These enemies just seem like they're in the game to be easily farmable. Yeah, I like how the flask icon changes. Ooh, really? A fragment? Wait, was it just on the ground or was it actually an enemy? that dropped that. See, that's what I don't know. It felt like it was just on the an enemy. I might be wrong, and it would be weird kind of if enemies dropped that. That would mean you could just farm it like infinitely before actually playing the game, so that would be weird. So it must have been on the ground, but I didn't really see it, maybe. Nothing on the side here. Yeah, I don't like doing the heavy attack too much with the halberd, because like the double sweep is really slow and inconsistent. And just hitting attack usually, like look, doing this like, it's really, yeah. I mean, it's not bad, right? But it feels like very hard to use against smaller enemies from time to time. I mean, you can run past them like that if you want to, I guess. Yeah, but the double sweep, they're definitely not the biggest fan of it. It does have insane knockback and knock-up, but yeah, usually against weaker enemies, I just like attacking normally. Honestly, we're spending so much time on the horse that I might have to voice a little criticism at the game at this point, and that is definitely the lack of bosses for now, but more so the fact that you are not forced to dismount. Now you might say, but Elden Ring always had this big open world with a mount. That is true, but what Elden Ring also had was a lot of crypts, caves, and stuff you can go into and you had to fight normally. And so far, I might be missing them, I don't know. I had 0 areas where I had to actually move around without the horse, right? It feels like the flow is a bit too much in favor of riding the horse for now. I don't mind riding the horse. I'm probably one of the guys that is the most okay with just doing it. It's not like the most fun and engaging thing, but it's like, you know, just fighting on a horse is like a bit boring because it's like there's almost no dodging and stuff like that. But still, it is fun, right? But I feel like to some degree they could have added more sections and like caves and stuff like that where you basically have to go in and ditch the horse. Maybe we missed all of them, then that would obviously be on me. But yeah, that would be my biggest criticism I have so far, that we're spending too much time on horseback and too little time dodging and, I mean, playing the game. So when I have to dodge again, I might be really rusty, because we did everything here, besides me going inside of here, was on horseback, right? All the content we did so far, this entire sections here, these entire sections, I mean, it's these ones here, have all been horseback sections. And then there's also something up here. I didn't find the stones just yet, but I'm pretty sure the locked spirit wells, spirit springs, will be very prominently designed. So yeah, we can go up here later. So yeah, let's just TP back here and then go for, I guess, put the marker over here so we have a broad direction. Yeah, that would be my number one criticism so far when playing the DLC, that it's too horse heavy. And maybe that's gonna be exactly what they're gonna fix here by not letting us use the horse inside anymore. So maybe we just explored it in an unfortunate way, but if it can happen, right? The original game didn't have that problem at all, since the caves were so abundant, then no matter where you went, you always had a cave or something where you couldn't ride. Yeah, and so far they didn't do a good job, in my opinion, of actually dismounting you, forcing you to dismount in combat, like do the souls combat instead of the horse combat. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong about that in the long term. I mean, I hope they change it. I hope I'm not wrong, right? I definitely am right so far, unless I missed stuff, right? But if I didn't miss stuff so far, I for sure did. Would love to play also souls instead of just horse. Ooh, an enemy. Thank fucking god we can't use the horse here. Yeah, so maybe I was just exploring in an unfortunate way, but still, I don't think the original Elden Ring really had that issue. So because of the way the caves were like intertwined, like placed on the map. Hi. You're not a boss, right? You're just a normal enemy. Oh, the scorpions from Dark Souls 2. I mean, they're a bit more like hairy, I guess. But yeah, I'm by the way, I'm a scorpion zodiac, so I'm actually not. I'm really not scared of things, right? So, I don't mind insects, spiders, whatever. I'm like super casual about these things because you know, they're just like living beings. I mean, obviously the scorpion can kill you, whatever, but whatever, right? I'm just gonna deal with them as I can. I'm not gonna go like, oh no, oh no. Just gonna, okay, it's a scorpion. How do I not get stung, right? Yeah, and I did. And by the way, you might say, yeah, sure, in the video game, but actually, the truth is, I mean, obviously in real life, some things are really scary. But scorpions and stuff like that, that's what I mean, snakes and whatever. I did see a bunch of snakes and scorpions in southern France. So they're like basically my childhood insects encounters. And yeah, you know, it's nothing wild if you get used to it. Yeah, so it's nothing to be afraid of. Oh, this is like a little bit like the archives or whatever they were called. Like, you know, the section Dark Souls 2. This is very Dark Souls 2. You know, the spiderlings, yeah, sure, like Dark Souls 2. We might, by the way, I say we're not going to spam jump attack. I'm going to quickly change that narrative here. And the reason why we are going to do this attack here is because it's our only sweeping attack opener, right? I can show you. These attacks both are vertical and not horizontal attacks, only once you do it multiple times. The only one we actually have is like the running attack. Like the not heavy running attack. So sometimes we're gonna go for the sweeping attack here. By the way, the heavy here, it doesn't go on the ground, and the light one does go on the ground, so it's like kind of inverse with this weapon. Yeah, so sometimes when there are a lot of enemies, we're gonna do the jumping sweep for AoE reasons. Not because I like jump attacks because they're OP, just because of the moveset we needed sometimes. Yeah, so a lot of enemies, sometimes jump attacks will be used, but I don't like jump attack spam at all, since I don't feel like it's a very good, I mean, I guess it doesn't feel very Souls-like, right? I mean, it doesn't feel not Souls-like, it just feels bad just to do that over and over again. If your playthrough looks like this, every fucking fight, like well, I mean, yeah, sure, if you just want to win, go for it, they're OP as fuck. But honestly, it's so boring. It just feels so boring to do. Yeah, sure. I mean, maybe there's a new mechanic to open them, and I'm stupid. Liar head. No horse ahead. Look at the wall, the murals, whatever they're called, like they're really pretty. Yeah, obviously we're inside of something, so I guess we're not gonna get heals back, so I'm not gonna be over healing just as much as outside. And also guess we don't need the orientation in here, right? We're inside. We don't need the marker. Correct us. One hit stun? What? Oh, we're gonna be fighting a lot of those at the same time. There's no way they're gonna put an enemy that's like one hit stunnable and let us fight him over and over alone. Yeah, so far the DLC's difficulty, I would say, is in line with the base game. It doesn't feel more difficult or easier or anything, just like normal. Yeah, I'm also not jump scareable, so sorry for not going yeah or ee or whatever when that happens. Yeah, so I'm like really, especially in Souls games, right? I already talked about this. In the real world, you have first-person camera. The blood on our, we look like the Joker a little bit. Yeah, in the real world, your eyes would be way more. You would see that, right? So they're abusing the third-person perspective to like do jump scares, but obviously you can also do the same to avoid them. But still, they're like overly abusing the perspective at times. So I'm not the biggest fan of that, because it's like stupid in a way, because it really I don't want to do this every time, right? Like, this is boring, so I just walk through and get like attacked from the side from time to time instead. Ooh, Belura Tower Settlement. Is this the area without horse I was hoping for? Pretty sure it is, right? Yeah. There's still no indicator that you can't use your horse, which is really weird. That they never thought about that. I mean, yeah, sure, it makes sense once you go in, you usually can't use it, but now that you can use it in the Elden Beast fight, which wasn't in the Steam patch notes, by the way, I don't know why, but they kind of fucked it up. Yeah, maybe having an indicator for your mount would be nice. I mean, I guess it being grayed out is an indicator, so never mind. They do have one, I'm just like a bit specific about it. Yeah, we're not using Spirit Ashes, but since it's gonna make Torrent better, maybe actually... See, we should have read that actually. They gave us a tutorial on it, and... Ah, wait, so it's just like, that's where his speed isn't that tanky. I don't even know if he has like normal HP. I never checked if Torrent levels with you or if it's just like a base HP and everybody does like percentage damage to him. So maybe Torrent can't attack and this is just like defense for him. Okay. I mean, it's 100% negate, right? I'm just being a little bit in depth here because I do want to make sure. Ability to deal negate damage, yeah. So yeah, that explains it. I guess this is gonna be locked for sure, right? Yeah. We can go up here, which seems to be the main path, or we can just go inside here and quickly get a little bit of a look at things. Hi. Yeah, this is so Dark Souls 2. I mean, it looks unique in a way, but obviously it also looks very Dark Souls 2. Just like, I don't know, some kind of feeling you get here. Okay, so this is going to be a shortcut later. Seems familiar. Does it though? Yeah, these are the areas I was hoping for, right? More of this, less of the open field horse stuff. And they really, really pushed it a bit by, if you want to explore like I did, just by chance, I guess, you're going to spend so much time on the horse. Oh, my brother is like calling. Okay, so we're going to have half an hour left here. Okay, so we have half an hour left to, I mean, I'm actually not half an hour, so maybe 15 minutes or so. I just have to get ready. Yeah, so we're gonna have a little bit more here, and tonight, definitely we're gonna stream again. Unless I'm like, for whatever reason, I'm gonna go home with them afterwards or something and hang out. So I don't know, maybe tonight, but probably tonight before bed at least. Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing a bit of on autopilot. I don't know why actually. Because I just played a lot of Elden Ring the last days, so my brain's like very, very accustomed to just walking around without thinking too much. The sound overlapping. Yeah, so far, seems like a very chill area. Is this something that destroys your equipment like in Dark Souls, the older games? Bait it. Can we go inside? I like that it doesn't just rot you or something. They're very nice, right? They could have added like swamp stuff and whatever. They just added like basic shit here. Yeah, so yeah, my plan basically is to go bouldering with my niece. I have to get some present wrappings before that because my brother actually just told me yesterday. So it was like very spontaneous and I didn't have time to get some. This usually was planned to, we were supposed to celebrate on the 7th, which is like, not now, right? And there's a well we can go inside of. Yeah, so in a way, I'm not 100% prepared yet, so I do have to get ready pretty soon. Do we want to go inside of the well first, or do we want to continue exploring here? Yeah, this area, I mean, this now obviously doesn't look that much like Dark Souls 2. This is more like Dark Souls 3, I guess, vibe-wise. Yeah, we didn't die once to an enemy yet, but I'm gonna jinx it and we're gonna die instantly. But we died once to fall damage on the like circle tower, because I didn't know that you dismount backwards instead of straight down. I guess it's gonna be closed. Yeah, this is for later. For shattering. I mean, the levels in Souls games never have been what? Never have been that difficult for the most part, so I don't expect to die that much while not fighting bosses unless they really up the difficulty. But for bosses, I do expect to die at least a little bit. But I mean, still no boss, right? The boss rate so far, not that high. Also tied to not having a lot of side caves and stuff like that. So definitely a bit differently paced than the original game, which is fine, right? I just hope there are a lot of bosses that are cool. Sound is kind of broken. Ah, they're like doubling. There were 2 shots at once, and that just made the sound a bit weirder. And the way you get smithing stones is kind of interesting, because they really want to make sure you can level your weapon to whatever you need to beat the DLC, I guess. Tree. Brilliant, brilliant design. By the way, the lamp, I think, doesn't go away when you rest at the bonfire, as far as I can tell. So maybe when dying it does. Wait, maybe it only was when dying. Can't even remember. I forgot about them. Actually, short-term memory issue detected. Didn't hurt enough, I guess. Yeah, not being able to target lock enemies, you can clearly see, because there's like an the path is like obstructed. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, so far chill and casual levels here. So we don't even have to heavy attacks on this one. This one's a bit bigger. Pretty sure there's another one inside of the... No? Yeah, Dark Souls 2 had a lot of enemies hidden inside of pots and stuff like that. I like how Gino Machino likes Dark Souls 2 the most, because he likes like stuff like adaptability and stuff like that. And I also really like Dark Souls 2. It's one of my favorite Souls games, but then again I also really liked all the Souls games so far. Where's my least favorite one? I mean, I would say the late game in Elden Ring. The first time around was definitely my least fun experience, but overall I think like picking a least favorite one is probably really hard. And I haven't played the Demon Souls remake, so that one might become my least favorite depending on how how it is, right? But it's such an old game, so it's really hard to just blame it for it because it's like really, really old. Is everything fucking locked and closed? Ooh, this is like a potential for rooftop exploration here. Time for revenge. No, time for rooftop exploration. I do think we're gonna be quite close to a grace here. Oh, he's stagger immune. Makes him quite annoying. I mean, I don't mind using my Ash of War against these guys. Like super immune against staggering. I think you can't stagger him at all, which is, I mean, even the frost buildup, unless they patched it, didn't stagger him, so... Wait, did I just unlock a grace and didn't think about it? No way! My brain is so on autopilot. You might be like, that can't be real. There, it is real. I actually didn't remember I did the grace. I was like, there must be a grace really close by, and turns out I was right. That's cool. So they did the they didn't change this part of the game, which was nice because I really like the vertical exploration aspects. Fast traveling should be enabled because we're like inside of Really, you're not gonna reward the player for doing this. I mean, obviously on the other side there seems to be some kind of item, but I don't think we can jump. I mean, actually, never mind. I want to say they're not gonna reward me for going here. Yeah, getting smithing stones 4 after having all the bell bearings is kind of like not the feels amazing moment it would have been earlier in the game when you didn't have like 4s. I think the small private altar is the one we have to go, but I do have to stop here, unfortunately. I would love to continue playing, obviously. But bouldering with my niece obviously is always #1, and I don't have enough time to do much more here. Okay, so after TPing it does go away. Okay, never mind. They didn't really fix the lamp, quote unquote. I mean, maybe it makes sense in a way, because you don't want to have it active at all times, because it like ruins the mood. You don't need it, right? But a little bit of rooftop exploration here. I mean, it's not as mind-blowing as the first time you do it in Elden Ring, because like having jumps, right, and then seeing, oh my god, I can actually go on rooftops and everything was like a really big aha moment, right? Like, yeah, like the big, like, you know, oh, I can do that moment in Elden Ring. I mean, it makes sense because you can jump, right? But you wouldn't have expected the level design to accommodate that into such a degree at first. But then obviously knowing it is like, okay, yeah, sure. Are we gonna die dropping down here? We shouldn't die, actually. This is like a new area? I'm like so confused. I guess we just missed it, right? Yeah, we must have missed it. Yeah, that's the big advantage of having fast travel from everywhere. Even if you just want to go drop down a moment, it's usually not an issue, because you can just TP back up. But yeah, as I said, I do have to get ready. And fighting this guy every single time seems like a pain in the ass, not gonna lie. And let's break the target lock for a moment here. What is the strategy against him? Because he's not staggerable. I mean, he has a long downtime after his normal attacks. How much? 5,600? Not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. Didn't we want to sort our inventory? I guess that doing that actually is better than making progress here. Yeah, we should do that. The later we do it, the harder it's going to be to differentiate between the individual components, I guess. Yeah, a lot of trash mobs. I mean, seriously, trash mobs that are like really weak. Not even like a bit weak, but actually super weak. And then a few like very strong enemies. Oh, hi. You for sure are enemies, right? Did they know? I wonder if they knew. They might have known, for all I know. Yeah, going back now to the bonfires, obviously. Oh, I hate when the camera swaps like that and you almost drop down and die. String. Head. Why? Oh, string. I get it. You tell me to hang myself. I love the internet. Yeah, so this seems to be... I mean, there were two ways we could have gone, right? The other way and this way. I actually kind of expect this to be a dead end, so we should finish exploring this part quickly. Or is it, though? I mean, maybe not, actually, but... Maybe it's not a dead end, but we didn't completely explore the other things. Store room. Maybe that's the room we couldn't go before. Oh, this is like Dark Souls 1 again. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of level design from older Souls games. I mean, the guy who made it could actually be involved in this, so... You can see his brain patterns mapped to the... Yeah, why not? A few more throwing daggers, never killed someone. I mean, never killed me. Enemies for sure, but... Yeah, so far the DLC's difficulty is very, very fair and in line with what I would have hoped for. Obviously, I would have liked it a bit more challenging, but don't worry about that. I'm very sure the game's gonna accommodate that wish by adding a bunch of bullshit bosses later on. You know, I'm always so curious when it comes to this. I really struggle to just not jump where I can jump. And I'm for sure gonna have to jump there. Oh man, I really wanted to see another boss, but it's better that we don't see him. If it's difficult, I want to beat him, and then I have to go, and I'm gonna be pissed, so... Because I can't beat him. No, I'm not pissed. I'm zen. You can hear me zen, right? Okay, we're gonna do the jump. Just because we can, right? Really? You fucking bitch. It's completely pointless. Unless you wanted to go back, but... I mean, the good news is we can go back. This is like Store. I'm like Store, parkour master. Dead. Okay, but in all serious, all jokes aside here, I'm not going to sort my inventory now because we don't have time, but I really should do it, and I hope I'm going to remember the next time I play that we should do it. There was a locked door, I guess on the other side. Maybe it is the storage door? Maybe, actually. It is. Looks like NPC to me. Don't worry about it. I'll talk to you after I destroyed your entire furniture. And belongings. Which might not even be yours. But I don't care. So they do know what the quintessence of Souls gameplay is. Rolling through things and destroying them. Wait, this is actually more than just like a... Huh. Wait. Where does this lead? I'm not sure. Did we go here already? I'm so bad with this sometimes. I don't remember if this is like actually somewhere we went to. I don't think so. But it could have been. Might be a shortcut too. Oh, what is this? Hi.
Who art thou, stranger?
My finger.
Another of Messmer's peons, methinks. Tell me, does thy kind never weary grow? How do these old bones fascinate thee yet? Our lands were by thy kind set aflame.
No, it was me.
Our tower by thy kind veiled in shadow.
No, we just wanted to extinguish the fire.
Robbing us of all, spoiling all. Have ye not basked in these deeds long enough? Listen, progeny of the wanton's trumpet. For thy sins thou shalt have thy recompense. The sacred beast shall...
The sacred beast. Oh, is it a Bloodborne boss?
Then with this old hag do what thou wilt, for all the good it'll do thee in the end. For what reason dost thou falter, villain? Enact thy sordid work with fullest pride.
I mean, my ass is a weapon,
Away
so...
thy tale and leave for good. Loathsome issue of the rotten strumpet.
Mm-hmm.
Be gone. These lands were ours since times of old. Be gone. These lands...
Okay, she's like very not supportive and doesn't give off the chillest vibes. I assume that the way if we go to the right side, we're gonna end up where the chamber takes us. If we go right here, we're gonna end up there. I think I'm gonna end it right here, so I know I have to go straight into this direction. And maybe I'm gonna end here, so I do remember that I have to go here. I mean, it's gonna be not much later, but you never know, right? Oh, another one of those towers, but at least it doesn't have like the spiral shape you can climb up. Yeah, really happy the horse is gone now for now, so yeah, now the Souls gameplay comes out. So far, I think the DLC starts off a bit horse heavy, I guess. But that was maybe me choosing, I mean, probably me exploring a bit too much, but still I think the base game had more areas where it just basically found something. And also like the boss density was way higher in the original game. And why I'm really comparing it a lot is because it's like 2/3 of the price. So I expect 2/3 of the content, right? At least, because realistically, and I mean, that's going to sound really mean maybe, but if you have the base game, it's really easy comparatively to add more content. Making DLC is easy clap usually, right? It's like additional easy content. You don't have to do the base game mechanics. You don't have to do the core game design. Everything's already set in place, right? You're just building, you're standing on the shoulders of giants basically. So yeah, the DLC for it to be 2/3 of the game, actually it should almost match the content of the original game. So yeah, that's usually what I mean, that's like, and then again, you look at League of Legends $500 skins, or like Genshin Impact prices and whatever, right? And like crazy microtransaction shit, and then 40 suddenly just seems like nothing. But just like from a relative perspective, I do expect quite a lot of content. And I think this here is really cool so far. We didn't kill the bird here. Wait. Why didn't we kill the bird? Will he attack us? Yo, I want to kill you. I guess this might be for later. Yeah, for sure, actually. We could kite him using knives, but whatever. So yeah, that's basically what I want to say is like I do expect a lot of content out of this game, and I would be highly disappointed if the game didn't add quite a significant amount of content, right? So it is really important that the amount of content and the quality, obviously, but also the amount of content is right. So yeah, but definitely I would have liked a bit more boss density so far, and definitely less horsing around for all this huge part of the game. There is like literally one area where you don't have a horse, and it's not even a dungeon, it's just like a boss room. And yeah, definitely hope they're gonna add a little bit more you know, more significant, like this for example is significant content, right? So I really hope they're gonna have a high density of that, because the problem is if you don't go do micro dungeons like the original Elden Ring did for a lot of the time, and only do open world without micro dungeons. I mean, this is like a quote-unquote micro location, I guess, but it doesn't really feel the same since you can use your horse and the enemies are not like, there is not a lot of like progression and no boss, right? So that's really important to me personally, that they hopefully this was like the low point basically of the exploration part, and now we're going to get into the fun and nitty-gritty more complex areas. So this is basically just like a bit more barren hub world, and it's connected to very intricate dungeons, hopefully, right? That's my hope. And so far it seems to be like that, and always glad to be proven wrong, obviously, by video games. So yeah, we can also explore here if we want to. We can see all the symbols on the ground here. Yeah, but we didn't check here, by the way, yet. So this is like not what we did yet. But we're gonna do this one first, and then we're gonna go for this one later. But still, definitely not a perfect first impression from a like pacing perspective for me personally. But I hope it is gonna get better from here on. And so far, I mean, this area seems fine, right? And difficulty so far with my character, perfectly fine, right? Not easier, not harder than the base game. Just like pretty much in line with what you would expect out of the base game. Yeah, but as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys maybe later in like maybe, I don't know, 6 hours, maybe in 10 hours. I don't know, but definitely there's going to be a short stream later today. I mean, definitely 90%. Okay. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Have fun playing the DLC yourself, and I look forward to exploring more of it. Yeah, so bye-bye, and thanks for watching.